All right, boys and girls, we now are going to be rounding at the bottom of our paper. And remember I said we're not going to round to the nearest tenth, we're going to round to the nearest hundredth here so we get that practice. So for these numbers, what I'd like you to do is we're going to do 1 through 5 in our notes just like we did on the top section. And I'm actually going to put these answers right here so that I can go back and review my checklist. So number 1. Number 1 is 8 and 178 thousandths. Alright, so we write the value. The very next thing that we want to do is we want to label the place value. So we have the ones, we have the tenths, we have the hundredths, and we have the thousandths. We're going to circle the value that you're rounding. So this time we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. I'm going to write that up here so that if I go back to my notes, I know exactly what I'm doing. Round to the nearest hundredth. Circle the digit in the hundredths place. We're going to knock on our neighbor's door. That neighbor is 8. That 8 tells us that we're going to be rounding this number up. So we have 8 and 1, because we're keeping the numbers the same in front of the circle. And the 7 becomes an 8. So this number rounded to the nearest hundredth is 8 and 18 hundredths. Skip a line. Number 2. 8 and 236 thousandths. Labeling the places, this is the ones, this is the tenths, this is the hundredths, and this is the thousandths. Rounding to the nearest hundredth, we're going to circle the digit in the hundredths place. Knock on our neighbor's door. It's a 6. The 6 says to grow up. So again, we're keeping the numbers in front of the circle the same. The 8 stays the same, the decimal, the 2, but the 3 is going to grow up to the next value of 4. 8 and 24 hundredths. Question number 3. If I go too fast, pause the video so you can catch up. 5 and 259 thousandths. Labeling the places, this is the ones, this is the tenths, this is the hundredths, this is the thousandths. Rounding to the nearest hundredth, circle the digit in the hundredths place. Draw a neighbor and an arrow next door. When we do that, we think about the digit 9. The digit 9 tells us to grow up. So it's only the digit in the circle that grows. We're keeping the 5, we're keeping the 2, and the digit 5 grows to 6. Question number 4. 2 and 781 thousandths. Labeling your places, the ones, the tenths, the hundredths, and the thousandths. We're rounding to the nearest hundredth, so we're going to circle the digit in the hundredths place, knock on our neighbor's door. It happens to be a 1. The 1 tells us to stay there. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to write 2 and 78 hundredths. I'm going to have to put number 5 over here real quick because I'm about to run out of room. If you run out of room, you can always go to the next page. 3 and 869 thousandths. Labeling the places, the ones, the tenths, the hundredths, and the thousandths. Circling the digit in the hundredths place, knocking on your neighbor's door. What hundredth would come after 6, because we're going to grow up, would be 7. changing this value to 3 and 87/100ths. Go back to your paper. Record your answers here. So for number 1, we have 8 and 18/100ths. For number 2, you have 8 and 24/100ths. For number 3, we have 5 and 26/100ths. For number 4, we have 2 and 78/100ths. And for number 5, we have 3 and 87/100ths. Just like you did for the top portion, I want you to go back and round these to the nearest hundredth. Go ahead and record that information in your notes, and then turn in your paper. So that I know that you've listened to this video, I want you to draw a little smiley face right down here. Happy solving!